GH Racing channel. It's been a little while since we've given you an update, so that's what we're going to do today and talk you through some of our projects and what we've been up to in our absence over the last few months. Before we do that, please hit the like and subscribe button if you like our content, and have a good look back through our projects, and you'll be able to see from, I suppose, instigating the project through to where we are now. Anyway, so where are we at? Okay, so let's talk about this. You can probably see we've got a 1962-63 Vauxhall Cresta PA. Now, this was a little bit of a long-term project of mine and Daniel's, and we picked this up a long time ago, literally just as a cut-out shell. And the reason we picked it up was because we wanted to go full space frame, turn it into a drag car. It's something we've never really seen done before. I'm only aware of one other sort of drag car, which was a feature car, which was only really just a tubbed out back end and a big motor up front. Not even sure it actually went drag racing. So that's why we started this. But why have we started now? Well, unfortunately, due to delays, shall we say, put in a polite way, from the States on parts, we'll have a look at the Mopri in a bit, but basically I'm still waiting on cylinder heads, which have been on back order from Summit Racing way back, sort of last November, December. I think we posted about this in a previous video, and we were hoping to have all those bits in so we could mock up and carry on with the front end and keep the progress going. Funny old thing, about another email coming through, the heads were delayed from December to January, January to February, February to March, and then the last one was March up through till May. So what I've done is I've pulled the plug on that order. They've sat the money far too long. So guys, if you do have any LS3 heads that are suitable for a twin turbo build on an LSX block, then please give us a shout. Right, so what have we got here then? Dan, you want to come forwards? We'll have a quick look at this. We've made a fair bit of progress in the background, in between sort of Daniel being away, myself working. I've put the body onto the chassis table. We've got it all levelled as best you can for a body that is, you know, Christ, we're talking 60 odd years now, 60 years old. And what we've done is, same as our previous designs, we've run all the chassis tubes through as per the SFI spec. We've got the main floor done, main hoop done. We've got the front legs, as you can see, done, and I'm going to use what was the original Ford Capri suspension on the front end. I've got most of the parts to get this done, so it should be a relatively easy and simple build. We're going to use the 460 lump because that's one of the many engines we've got kicking around. We've got that with a huge transmission still bolted to the back of it, which you will have seen from the Weasel. Again, it's an ideal power plant for this vehicle. As you can see, we've got it set back quite nice and far, so the sort of number one cylinder's in line with the shocks, give or take. What we have done is we've elected to extend the front a few inches just to give us some more clearance, because we are toying with maybe going down the blower route. So we want extra space for the snout and the pulleys, yet still maintain a radiator at the front. Coming back then, we've literally only just started to do the sort of main hoop through to the dash bar. The bars that go across, that's the next thing to be done, but as you can see, all the floor is done. We've done the rear to forward driver door bars, and then we've got number 15 in the back. We've got a link bar set in, and then it's a case of fabricating the back end. So you can see we're a good way on. It's by no means finished. But again, it's just what we've been doing in the background whilst sort of waiting for other parts. So again, this will be a whole stream of videos coming on this as we progress this forwards. Right, let's take a little quick butchers at the other vehicles, if you follow me this way. Here we are then with the Mopri. Excuse the sorry state, there's a lot of cutting and grinding going on with the Crest there, so this is absolutely getting covered. One day I'm actually investing a full-on car cover for it. Looking a little bit sorry for itself. It's sat here for quite a few months now with not any real significant progress. Other than, if you come around to the front, Daniel, just show everybody. What we have done is we've mocked up the front end. So we've run our bars out from the front chassis rail, and that will go out to the wings to provide support and mounting attachments for those. And what it's then allowed me to do is run our oil coolers. So I've got one for the engine, one for the transmission off of the front. The radiator, no change there, that was always mounted off the front legs. what we have done is we've put some tabs onto the front of the radiator, and I've now got my charge cooler radiator running there. And then behind that, we've then got charge cooler. So it's had a little bit of a shape change from when we first bought it, but it's now got the inlets and outlets where we want it. So we're having turbo in, left and right, and then a central feed that will then go into the engine. Again, like I said, we've not made any more progress on this because we're still waiting for parts. Other than we've already fabbed up our 90-degree exhaust, because the plan is to come straight off the turbos, straight down through the chassis rail here, and then out through the side of the front wing. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. Other than that, I think from our last videos, we've possibly mounted the ice tank in the back end. That's done. There's a little bit more sheet metal work done. I've temporarily run the charge cooler lines from the ice tank to roughly where I want them to run down the centre of the car. We've had a small change of the steering column just to remove the Ford switchgear. In the back end, you can just see there, this is the AVT charge cooler coming off the ice tank into the pump, and it all then flows forward. Fuel tank is mounted underneath. Again, we've still got more metal work to do just to tidy everything up, and a flap on the back end there to cover the fuel cell to basically give us a full sort of firewall protection in the back of the car. And that's pretty much it for updates for the Mopri. Okay, we're now going to move on to Daniel's Caddy. Update now on Daniel's Caddy. If you look behind me, actually a lot of progress has been made in the background actually. So let's talk about the chassis. I'm trying to remember actually where we got to previously. However, the chassis is complete from front to back. It's fully welded, and it's also been tagged to 7.5 seconds. There's a tag down there, nicely covered up so it doesn't get damaged. So that's all SFI compliant and ready to go. So what Daniel's been doing is, in the background, is basically just assembling all the running components to get it done. So previously, I think it was mentioned, he's running the strange struts up front. That's all on and done. We've also got a strange rear axle, and Daniel will move around the vehicle in a second just to give you a quick look so you can see what's been done. That's at the back end and all securely mounted. There's a fire extinguisher bowl, not fire extinguisher, nitrous bowl sort of put in there. There's the, what else have we got in there? The shifter, and also we're still moving around looking at doing the staging brake as well. A lot of work has gone on at the front end, as you can see. So running small block Chevy up front, no transmission as yet. You have to save his pennies for that one. But as you can see, he's already fabricated, used some headers, fabricated sort of cross pipes with a screamer pipe over there into single turbo. Refresh my memory, which one's this? Is it HX32?
No, it's 55, 52.
That's it, 55, 52 hybrid. So back end is off of a 52, so it should spool up quite quickly, and the front end's off of 55 to give sort of that big volume of air and power. Running straight into charge cooler running down here, and then obviously he's got his radiator mounted up front. That's the front end done. And then just moving back, you can just see as he goes through the various bits and pieces, sort of tacho to go in, steering column is in, obviously not connected to the front. We've got to sort out steering rack location and get one in. Ice tank location down here in the footwell, so it's relatively easy to get to, and then it'll just be the pump there, same as the Mopri, and then run the tubes forward. Shifter located, I believe this one's going to be a air shifter. Yep. That's just a mock-up gearbox case at the moment. Again, moving back, still got a bit more sheet work to done. We've done some, so I've just got to do the piece, the panel that goes between the rear sort of bulkhead and the upper bulkhead there. Otherwise, it's not a million miles away there. And then back end, all the chassis work's done. Literally, I'm trying to think from our previous videos, we've done rear anti-roll bar, so that's now in. Link bars are in. Fifth link's done down the bottom there. So it just all needs the final setup to be exactly where it needs to be. And then the very back end, fuel tank is mounted. between the chassis rails, just to give that little bit of extra protection. So the back end just needs a bit of sheet work and any sort of electrics, fuel pump filter and fuel lines and brake lines running in. So yeah, so we're slowly getting there. It's been a little bit of a slog, and again, like I say, we're waiting on parts, just the same as everybody else is in the UK. It's a little bit of a nightmare at the moment, but please bear with us. We'll give you regular updates, hopefully moving forwards.
Thank you guys for watching today. Hope you've enjoyed the quick little update on the 3 projects we've got on the go at the moment. As always, please do not forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the comment that we're putting out. Please do check out our Instagram and our Facebook pages. At JDH Racing 94 is our Instagram, and at JDH Racing is our Facebook page. You will see we've got some new merchandise out and available, some new t-shirts, some new beanies, all that good stuff. So if you want any of that, please do hit us up. All helps the cause eventually. That'll do it. Thank you for watching.